Wow, I miss where we were. I ain't even gonna lie to you. As YSL fans, as I even attended the Barter 6 tour for Young Thug and Tory Lanez was opening for half of those shows. I miss the brighter days. Like, I miss Da Vinci. I miss Young Thug doing some crazy fashion, and that was a topic of conversation. I miss dun, 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 Spider.
Yeah. Press I want for sure.
But in present time, we're here dealing with this trial still. YSL Woody is the new star. YSL Woody was one of the early people we heard about in this trial. If you guys remember, they showed that video of him being interrogated. That went viral, and we're like, oh my God, YSL's turning. Remember that whole thing? Then everybody started coming out of prison.
Like Gaten and them did.
Have I ever left you out here?
No, I'm telling you.
Have I ever left you out here?
I would think I said this much shit.
What did I tell you? Did I not tell you that if something happens to you, I'm going to be upset?
You're not listening to me.
I'm listening to you.
You think I'd be talking to you if I had
understand
this
that.
against you?
But what I'm saying is, I have never left you out here.
You're not listening.
When you told me you have emotional problems because of your mom and your grandma and the way you grew up, what did I do? I tried to offer you counseling. You didn't want to go.
I have one. I went to the one they made me go to. And I'm not going to talk to you
I
because
sat
I'm not
there.
going to trust you.
We've talked for hours, right? You and I. I'm listening to you.
No, you're not. Because you're listening to me. You hear me. You don't hear me.
I hear you, but if I call that person, they're going to want more information than what you have.
Cause this right here, petty. I can go to jail and do time behind this. Whatever the case is. My whole thing is,
You can't keep getting in trouble for somebody that doesn't care about you. Because all he does is put money in your pocket. We had this talk 3 years ago.
You know what I just found out?
What?
Karen, I know he won't dead. But you think I care?
He wants you dead?
Yo, you didn't know that?
Why would he want you dead?
Everything.
Why would he want you dead?
Because it is. Because sit here talking with y'all.
So why would you have loyalty towards him then?
You think I do? You think I really think I
would hope at this point.
I don't even hang around that nigga. When I go around, you know what I do? Just look at him. Because he still say the same dumbass shit. Nigga, you don't care about nobody but yourself. And that's why I told you niggas lay down the phone. Y'all gonna be stupid for that nigga, bro. That's on y'all. They came 656 and I told them to their face.
Who was they?
I ain't saying no names. You just like you said, you can't help me.
But this is the thing, without names and stuff, and they're gonna say, well, we're not interested. Like, that doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, but I know once I know that they're gonna let me and mine go, I'll tell them everything that I can. And if I don't know, I don't know. Y'all can't make me know something I didn't know. What happened to that, I wasn't there.
I'm not asking about that. We're asking you about tonight.
And I just told you.
Right.
He ain't gonna die tonight. He having a party. They're diamonds. Man, pretty sure more people gonna get hit. Because I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be standing by himself. And they're not gonna walk.
So do you want that on your conscience?
You know how much stuff on my conscience?
You can't do that. We can't keep going down this path.
But you gotta understand, things are on my conscience that I don't even know that. I just find out later. It's on my conscience. My conscience is so full, I can't.
Well, he's back for more. If you guys haven't paid attention, about 2 to 3 days ago, YSL Woody was taken into contempt at court for trying to plead the fifth. And they say, you know what, I got y'all. My bad. Hold on. My bad. I'm gonna talk. Yo, what's your name? I plead the fifth. This nigga. And if you guys haven't seen that video, let me refresh your mind real quick. 3 things we gotta say real quick before we click play. Rest in peace, Nut. Free Young Thug. Free Young Thug. A lot of y'all gonna say, how you saying both of those 2 things in one sentence? The thing is, Young Thug is still not guilty. Young Thug is still not guilty. Until there's evidence proven, this thing has been a wild court case. Let me just say that once again, a wild court case. I wanna say this case been going for 3 months. It might have been longer, it might have been shorter. It's been feeling for years. But this is just one quick thing that's been happening, and this is wild yet alone. Also, subscribe to the channel. We're on that way to 10,000 subscribers.
All right, Mr. Copeland, go ahead and approach the witness stand. Before you sit down, if you would turn and face Deputy Hand and be sworn as a witness.
You swear affirm testimony if I give report of the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Came in with that baby shower fit.
Let me see if you state your first and last name with the spelling of both, please.
You say that again?
State your first and last name with the spelling of both, please.
Kenneth Copeland. Mr. Copeland, do me a favor. Pull your chair up as close as you can to the microphone and speak directly into it so we can all hear you. So if you could state and spell your first and last name for the record, please. Kenneth Copeland. Spell it, please. KENNETHCOPELAND. Thank you, sir. All right.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am?
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay. Wait, are you going to let me ask you some questions?
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
Okay.
This should let you know why he got locked up. That alone, but let's keep going. But that alone right there is the worst. Brother, save Save the rebuttals for the questions that you needed. Like, when we start getting into the car rental, if you know what happened that night at the barber shop, then you can start getting into the fifth, and I totally understand. But answer your damn age.
And when you say you're an adult, what number and years are you?
I plead the fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get you to step outside to your headquarters of jury deliberation, please?
All right, for jury.
Every time I see Thug in there, all I think about is like, bro, if I'm at home thinking this is the craziest case in the world, imagine being Thug. Like, just imagine being Thug, just standing there, having to deal with all this crazy stuff and just knowing your freedom is being dangled over your head. Pause.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our jury has left us. Mr. Copeland, given the fact that you have invoked your Fifth Amendment privilege, but the state has already given you immunity under 24-5-507, this court holds you in willful contempt. And we'll see you on Monday, and we'll see if we can get some more testimony at that point in time. Take him into custody.
Don't get me wrong. When I saw that, I did think he was bugging. But I also thought he's seeing Thug across the room. He don't want to testify. He'd rather do the time, even though I thought he could have went a little deeper in the questions. And if you're going to go to jail, at least see the questions they're trying to throw out there. Are they self-incriminating? Are they incriminating to Thug? What do they need from you, Woody? You could have went up there and at least heard the question. And at least Brian Steele could have heard it and known the angle they're trying to take. This guy ruined the whole thing over just your age. But at the end of the day, I was like, yo, maybe it's loyalty. But 2 to 3 days later, he ended up having that face. You see that constipated face? It looked like he was hit with the Uno reverse card. Like, son, draw 5. Like that face. He comes out and changes his mind. I haven't seen this. No, this is going to be new for me and you because this was just hours ago. So I haven't seen this yet either. Let's see what is going on. Let me know down below if you guys been keeping up with the trial. What are you thinking about Thug? Is there any information you could share with me in the comment section? Let me know down below.
Mr. Copeland, have a seat, sir. All right, good morning again, sir. Good morning. Okay. Sir, it is your intent to testify today, is that correct? Yes. Okay. All right. Some of our jurors, please start name.
I ain't even gonna lie to you though. I ain't even too mad at Woody. I guess 48 hours don't sound like a long time for y'all, but I'm over here drinking my banana, strawberry, raspberry, and blackberry shake with sea moss added inside. Thinking like, yo, I can't stay 4 days away from those sea moss. Like, now that's the point. That's where I am in life now. Like, that's where I am in life now. My sea moss and my shake. Y'all drink coffee. This is what I drink in the morning. I can't do prison. There's no pussy, fresh fruits, or turning up. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, brother.
Mr. Copeland here, so go ahead, Miss Hilton.
Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I gotta say it back.
You haven't said anything yet. On Friday when we left, I asked you how old you are. You said that you were grown. Can you please tell the numbers how old you are?
Say it.
Say that again.
Sure. Can you please tell the jury how old you are?
Say it.
32.
And when is your birthday?
Say that again.
When is your birthday? I'm sorry. When is your birthday?
Next month.
Is that July?
I think so.
Okay. And are we born on July 25th?
I guess.
Okay. Are you from Atlanta?
I'm from Candyville.
Okay. Is that a section of the city in Atlanta?
I guess.
You guess? All right. And did you grow up in Mechanicsville?
For sure.
Did you say for sure? All right. And when you...
He didn't learn his lesson. He didn't learn his lesson. The answers got a little bit better. But I feel like another 48 hours will get a lot better. Like, come on, brother. Brother, you're killing me over here. The witnesses they've been calling to the stand have been like a movie, like a parody. Not that I want them to go up there and give a proper presentation of what happened to Thug. I'm just saying, like, even them trying to outsmart the prosecutor, they're not doing that. They're just aggravating them even more. Because they still getting the answers, and the answers they saying is just a warm-up. Like, we not even getting past the warm-ups. And this ain't the first witness. You remember what we dealt with before.
grew up, do you have siblings? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
And when you were younger, did you live with all of your brothers and sisters?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled, sir.
I want to specifically talk about your brothers. How many brothers do you have?
Relevance.
Overruled, sir. More than one.
Okay. How many?
I think 3.
And what are your 3 brothers' names?
Relevance.
Overruled, sir. Trey, Nato, Boss.
Say that one more time. You said it fast.
Nato, Trey's Boss.
Nato, Trez, and Boss. Okay. Nato, what's Nato's given name? Or you just give me the first name.
I just did.
Nato?
Yeah.
Okay. Trez, what's Trez's first name?
Trey's.
Is Trez's first name Ron Trez?
I guess.
All right. And Nato, is that Rodney?
I guess.
Okay. And then what's the third nickname you gave me?
Boss.
Is Boss Rodriguez?
I guess.
All right. And when you were younger, did you go to school?
Yes.
Where did you attend school?
I don't know. I went to a lot of different schools.
Okay. What are all the schools you went to?
I don't recall all of them.
Oh, just tell me some of them.
I only know one. Slater.
Later. Is that elementary school or middle school?
Elementary.
Why you don't remember what middle school you went to?
Nah, did something happen to him? Like, are we over here thinking that he really doing a real good job or that he can hit with? It's for my conspiracy has MK Ultra. Like, yo, because this is crazy. Like, the schools is wild, brother. We ain't even got to the juicy questions yet.
Did you go to middle school?
I think I did.
How long?
Can't be the same dude for the interrogation video we seen. This cannot be the same dude for the interrogation. Or maybe he saw the backlash from the interrogation video, and this is where this got. It's forever free YSL, but this is just insane. Like, is this helping the case? I'm not a lawyer. I'm just somebody watching the video with y'all, and I'm just like, if I was Thug, I wouldn't even be sure if this is helping me. You get me? There's like when your man starts talking back to the cop, but we haven't even got yet. Like, nah, nigga, chill. You gonna make it hot. I'm gonna give you guys a warning, man, and just walk away. You know, it could be a lot worse. A warning? Who you think you are, my daddy, to warn me, nigga? I ain't never. What? Get up the car. One of those situations.
Did you finish middle school?
Overruled. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Did you go to high school at all?
Yeah.
All right. When you went to high school, did you go to Southside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overruled, sir.
Did you graduate from high school? Do you remember what year you left high school? After high school, did you work?
No.
What did you do after high school if you weren't working?
Say that again.
Did you do anything? If you weren't working, what were you doing?
Working with a music league.
I don't recall.
Okay. Are you married? Are you in a relationship?
Nope.
Do you have children?
You know that.
Okay. I do, but the jury doesn't. Do you have children?
Remember that right there. Remember that right there. You know that. You know that. I think the real reason he's tight as shorty is because what happens later. We'll talk about that. I don't want to jump too much around.
Yep.
All right. How many?
More than one.
Do you have more than 3?
I might. Ain't no telling.
Okay. That's fair. Do you have 2 that you know of? And how old are your 2 children?
The same age.
What's that?
I don't know. Y'all been having me in jail so long. I can't recall.
Were you in jail on Friday? Prior
48
to?
hours.
Yeah, I was in jail Friday.
Were you in jail on Thursday?
Thursday came yet.
No, last Thursday.
I felt like.
When you weren't in jail last Thursday, although you felt like it, how old were your children?
I don't know their ages.
Are you currently working?
I'm in jail.
Prior to going to jail on Friday, are you currently working?
Nope.
All right. Now, you talked about being in jail, which was on Friday. Prior to any of this, do you have any criminal convictions?
Of course.
Okay. Do you know offhand how many?
Don't keep up with it.
Okay. Tell the jurors the types of crimes that you've been convicted of.
Driving without license.
Okay.
Driving without a license. I thought he was going to go straight to the RICO. Driving without a license. I like that one. That was a good answer. And what's wild is that he keeps looking up to the sky like he's reading a teleprompter. Like, are they giving him these answers? Who's up there? Turn around the camera. Point up where he's looking at.
Driving with suspended license.
Okay. What else?
Ran in front of police.
All right. What else? Let me ask. Do you have a theft
I'll be
by?
putting charges on me, so I go to jail for the charges y'all throw on me.
Do you have a conviction for theft by tape?
You tell me?
Do you recall having a conviction for theft by tape from 2009?
What did I take?
Yes or no?
I don't know what happened in 2009.
Do you recall having any convictions for aggravated assault?
Probably so.
What about conviction for entering auto?
I don't know.
Okay. What about for terroristic threats?
What about it?
Do you have a conviction for terroristic threats?
I think that was with the aggravated assault.
What about theft by receiving stolen property?
I don't know.
What about possession of a vehicle with altered VIN number?
Never heard of that.
Okay. And what about
Quick thing, what's the max time he would get if any of you guys know? Like, let's say he doesn't answer none of this. He's like, you know what, and just keeps playing games like this. Like, what's the max time? Because if it's 2 to 3 years or something, I'm not mad at him. I would have just pled the 5th in the beginning and just dealt with what I had to do. Or is it like one of them wild numbers who was here earlier? 45,000 years.
What is it?
possession of a controlled substance with the intent to distribute?
What's that?
Did you ever take a drug charge recently?
Oh, that's the charge y'all put on me.
Okay. Did you plead guilty to that?
I had to.
All right. And did you recently plead guilty to possession of a firearm by convicted?
Y'all put that charge on me too.
And did you plead guilty to that?
I had to.
All right. Your Honor, the state's going to tender State's Exhibit 382Y, 383Y, 384Y, and 385. Thank you, Your Honor, as self-authenticating documents. 382Y is a criminal conviction, 15 SC.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm getting to that, Mr. Steele. So
2015, a federal gun charge that you pled guilty to.
I did.
Do you recall having a federal gun charge in 2015?
You asking me or you telling me?
I'm asking you.
What you asking?
Did you plead guilty to a federal gun charge in 2015?
I think I did.
Okay. Did you go to prison for that gun charge?
I pled guilty to it. I'm pretty sure y'all sent me to prison.
Also, if any of you guys know, what's the answer that they need? Because if they gave him immunity, it's like, what do they need from him? There has to be something. Is it the death? Is it the shooting with the rental car at the barbershop? Who is it? Like, is it dad? Is it Rico? Is it drugs? What is it that they need him to say? Because there's no way. This is just a warm-up. So I'm trying to see, what is it?
Do you recall how long you spent in prison?
You can remind me?
Do you recall how long you spent in prison?
No, I don't recall.
Did you spend at least 5 years in custody?
I think that's what they gave me
When did you get out of prison for federal charges?
when they let me go.
Do you remember what year that was?
One of the years.
Was it in 2024?
This year ain't.
Right.
Nah.
Okay. Was it last year in 2023?
No.
Was it the year before that in 2022?
Hey, Professor X is in the chat. Tell me what you think he's thinking up there. Is he in his head like, yes, no, don't say the truth. Say the truth. Don't say the truth. Is there an argument happening there? What's going on?
I think I was in Rice Street.
In 2022?
I think.
Okay. So then, did you get out of prison and then go to Rice Street?
Y'all locked me up so much. I can't really.
And let me say this. When we say Rice Street, are you talking about the Fulton County Jail?
Yeah.
Okay. But you went to Rice Street after you got out of federal custody?
Nah, I think I got out on the street. And then y'all locked me back up.
All right. So then 2022, if you went into custody at Rice Street, did you get out of the federal custody in 2021?
I got it feds in 2019.
Okay. Now, Ms. Coleman, do you have a nickname? You're smiling. Do you have
Ask me a question.
Do you have a nickname?
Yeah.
What's your nickname?
Psycho.
Okay. Do you have another one? And do you have a way that you spell Woody?
However people want to spell it.
Okay. And how did you get your nickname?
My mama.
And when people refer to you, do they refer to you as Kenneth, Psycho, or Woody?
All three.
All three. Which one do they use the most?
Oral, sir. That's not objection.
Which one do people
Oral, sir. He said speculation. Oral, sir.
People who don't know me that good call me Woody.
And what about people who know you?
They call me Kenneth.
They call you Kenneth. Now I want to ask you if you know a few people, all right? First, do you know someone by the name of Shannon Stillwell?
What's his nickname?
SB or Shannon Jackson Stillwell, Shannon Stillwell or Shannon Jackson, same person. How long have you known Shannon?
We went to school together.
Do you remember which school?
I know one of them.
It was one of them. Okay. Was it elementary or middle?
Might be elementary or middle, one of them.
And I know I just said his nickname is SB. Is that what you call him?
That's what I call him.
Shannon.
No.
Okay, what do you call Shannon?
I call him Shannon.
And do you see Shannon in the courtroom today?
Well, I got a vision problem.
Okay.
I can't see that far.
All right, so if you want to stand up and look around the courtroom and look around the entire courtroom, tell me if you see Shannon in the courtroom today.
Damn. This is like the ultimate thing for like a thug. This is what I heard. This is just what I read on Urban Dictionary. When they gotta get up and point him out. Yeah, I see him. If you can see him, can you please point him out for the jury? That finger when it just oh, that must break their heart. Being on the other side of that and getting the finger pose. Hey, yo.
Now, see, please tell me he's not even in there. I don't want this to even happen to the boy.
You need to sit down?
Nah, I give me light here. I ain't had nothing to drink.
Okay, do you want some water?
You gonna give me a drink?
I'll get you some water.
I don't drink water.
Well, I don't have nothing else for you, but I will put some water up there for you.
Nah, ain't no way he just tried the infamous Rolling Loud in July right here.
You need to sit there?
I'm telling you, this is the worst part for a gangster to get up there and say, yes, ma'am, I see him. Where? They wanted to kill Gunner for just saying, yes, ma'am. He ain't even have to point nobody out. Yes, ma'am. This is insane.
Look at it. Kareem Akbar. That's right, the educated brother from the bank. He's the real head of the CMB, the brains behind the whole thing. I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'll take the whole...
Nah, I give me light here. I ain't had nothing to drink.
Okay, do you want some water?
I believe him, low-key.
You gonna give me a drink?
I'll get you some water.
I don't drink water.
I believe him.
Well, I don't have nothing else for you, but I will put some water up there for you.
Who am I looking for?
Shannon.
I think I see him.
Okay. When you say you think, you can have a seat. When you say you think you see him, what do you think he's wearing?
Look like he wearing...
Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts. Lord, that shit hurts. It kind of look like he's pointing at me on this screen and it hurts. And oh my God.
And gray over there.
So who are you pointing to over there that's wearing gray?
I think the lady got red hair.
Okay, so you pointing to a lady and not Shannon?
No, the one behind her.
Okay, so you're saying you believe that the person behind the lady with the red hair is Shannon. Is that what you're saying today?
Well, it looked like her.
Okay. Does anybody else over there look like Shannon?
So that's not Shannon? Is Shannon the one with the green shirt?
Yeah.
Okay, who's the other person who looks like Shannon over there?
He's standing behind the bald head dude right there.
He's standing or he's sitting?
Sitting down, I guess.
Okay. What's his hairstyle?
Bald head.
So you're saying Shannon's the one with the bald head? Or he's sitting behind
he's sitting
him?
behind the dude with the bald head. I think that's him.
Okay.
It's two people with dreads. I can't see I just see dreads.
Okay. Let me just ask you this. Is Shannon from Atlanta?
I don't know.
When you first met him, where did you meet him at? Was it in school?
Ooh.
While y'all were in school, did y'all develop a friendship?
Nope.
Okay. At some point in time, did you ever develop a friendship with Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay. When was that?
I don't know when, but at one point we became cool.
Okay. And when you say cool, what do you mean?
COOL.
I didn't ask you to spell it. I asked you what you mean.
Well, we became cool. I don't know what you mean. I don't know.
Did you look at him as a brother? Was he an acquaintance? Was he just someone you talked to on occasion? When you define cool, what was your relationship like with him?
Oh, just a dude in the street.
That's it? Did that develop over time?
Say that again?
You said he was just a dude in the street. Did that relationship develop over time? Where he became more than just a dude on the street?
I guess.
Okay. And when you say, I guess, what do you mean?
What you mean? What do I mean? We became cool.
Okay. During the course of your coolness with Shannon, did you meet any of his family members?
Say that again?
As your coolness of your relationship developed, did you meet any family members of his?
No.
You never met any of his family members?
I never met none of his family members.
Okay. What about any of his girlfriends?
What you mean?
Have you ever met any of the people he ever dated?
I don't know how he seen him, but I done seen him with girls.
Okay, so you met some of the people that he may or may not have dated?
I guess.
All right. Now, when y'all were cool and you would see him in the streets, how often would you all hang out with each other?
What you mean?
How often would the two of you spend time with each other?
You gotta be specific.
Sure. Would the two of you go out?
I go out with anybody, even you.
I'm not asking about me. I'm asking about Shannon. Would the two of you go out?
We have went out.
Okay. How often have the two of you gone out?
I don't know.
Is it more than, let's see. You said you met him in middle school. You're 32. So roughly over the course of 20 years.
No.
No, you have not gone out with him?
I met him after me and him went to school, we never hung. I met him in 20, I met him in recent years. After we left school, in school we just knew each other. Y'all didn't
hang out with each other?
Yeah.
So about how old were you when y'all began hanging out with each other?
Most of our, whatever you're trying to say, I was in jail. So.
But prior to you going to jail, did you hang out with Shannon?
I said yeah today.
Okay. So my question is, if we're in 2024, I want you to think back your earliest memory outside of school when you would first start hanging out with Shannon.
Thinking back, all I remember is being in jail most of the time.
Such a sad life. Such a sad life. Breaks my heart. Most things, even though I know he's capping, but it just hurts to hear that.
Were you in jail in 2014?
I've been in and out.
What about jail in 2013?
Yes.
Okay. Were you friends with Shannon when you were in jail in 2013?
I knew him.
Okay. You knew him. Are you saying you didn't hang out with him, or you just knew who he was?
Yeah, I knew who he was. I think I took a few pictures with him back then, but I don't recall. No, I'm lying. I knew him before 13.
You knew him before 13. Okay. About when?
I think I met him. I don't know if it was 2010, something like that. I don't know.
Okay. So at least at this point, about roughly 14 years. You know.
Well, I've been in jail most of that time, so.
Did you all speak while you were in jail?
A few times.
So your friendship didn't stop just because you went to jail?
What you mean?
I stayed.
Did your friendship stop just because you went to jail? Or,
who determined when a friendship start and stop?
I guess you would.
I will.
So did your friendship stop? Or your coolness, because you said coolness. Did your coolness stop with him when you went to jail?
Well, in jail, out of sight, out of mind. One day I probably called or something. I don't know.
Okay. You have permission to approach?
Hey, Judge.
Sir.
I'm hot. Can I take this sweat off?
Yeah.
We have to go into recess for school. Do it,
You want recess?
Can we just we're going to recess, ladies and gentlemen, maybe about 5 minutes, okay? All right. All rise. Copeland, I'm going to send our jury to lunch. I'm going to let you talk with Miss Bumpus afterwards, okay?
All right.
And then during the lunchtime hour, and then you can, hold on, wait a sec. And then after that time, is that correct, madam? Yes. Okay, all right. Sir, Mr. Copeland, is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She's fired.
She's fired? Okay.
Great.
So do you wish to represent yourself in these particular, in terms of any issues you may have in this particular...
Do I got a choice?
I'm sorry?
Do I got a choice?
Yes, you do.
And what are those?
You can keep your lawyer that you have right now.
I don't want her.
All right. You could certainly hire another lawyer, or the court could appoint you a lawyer.
Do what I need a lawyer for.
Bro, this is wild. This is live right now. This is live right now. This nigga just fired his lawyer on the, this gets crazier. Do you guys see what I'm trying to tell you? This gets crazier and crazier. This has been the last 3 days. And we're talking about present time. This is live right now. This man is just going off the, oh Lord.
What
No, it's just the court is just asking you whether it's your choice, sir.
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Ms. Bumpus, did you file an entry of appearance? All right. Did you, under the Uniform Superior Court rules, file a motion to withdraw pursuant to the Uniform Superior Court rules? I mean, I know you give an oral notice, but usually it has to be in writing, and he has 10 days to object. Say again?
Nah, shorty's fly, but I don't know. If I'm facing all this time, how y'all niggas feel about your shorty showing up in slack cargo pants? Like, I don't know.
Appearance.
Yeah, it's fly.
All right.
It's
Did
fly.
you, under the Uniform Superior Court rules, file a motion to withdraw pursuant to the Uniform Superior Court rules? I mean, I know you've given oral notice, but usually it has to be in writing, and he has 10 days to object. Say again.
Like, look right there, cargo slacks. How do you guys feel about that? The cargo slacks. Pulled up to my court case with the cargo slacks with the YSL colors on it. How do you guys feel about that? I'm not saying I want my lawyer to dress like Carmelo Anthony there during the draft. That's not what I'm saying.
Led Syracuse to 30 wins and its first ever national championship.
But there's a fine line between.
Well, given the fact that you have represented Mr. Copeland at this point in time, it would seem appropriate that you do need to, in fact, file a formal withdrawal. Even though you didn't enter one, you de facto entered this case by your representation of him, or you telling the court that you did, in fact, represent him. So at this point, I'm not inclined to release you until that's done.
Okay, I'll get that done now, Judge.
Okay, all right. And he's got 10 days to go ahead and do that. So you're still going to have to be here until I have because he gets that particular period of time to go ahead and decide whether or not he'd like to hire a lawyer. That's the whole reason for the 10 days.
Well, I don't want to hire no.
Hold on. Not yet. You get that right as a party. Okay.
I do, right?
You do. Yes. You get that right to hire a new lawyer. You get the right to do a couple things. One, to decide whether or not you can release her. Okay. Two, you get to decide whether or not you want to get another lawyer to be with you. Okay. Those are the two big things you get a chance to kind of decide. But what I'm going to do at this point in time is, since she's representing you, I'm going to make her file a formal notice to withdraw. She's orally told you at this point in time she wants to withdraw. But you're on the stand. You're testifying at this point in time. So I'm not going to let her withdraw at this point.
The craziest thing in the world. Imagine that your client go on the stand and you're like, you know what? I'm good. Yo, it's cool. I'm going to check up out of here. Like, that's wild. I'm telling you, this is insane.
I just like to say, before he started testifying, I was fired.
I don't know that, ma'am. That's not something that I have notice or knowledge of. So, that's the whole purpose of the rule, so that we can flesh out all those things. So at this point in time, I'm not inclined to let you go at this point. I'm sorry that you put yourself in this particular situation with you and Mr. Melnick and whatever, but, Mr. Copeland does have rights in this particular circumstance. So to file a proper notice to withdraw, I'll give once it's filed, if you file it today, I'll give Mr. Copeland the 10 days. But until such time as I rule upon that and he gets that and gets an opportunity to think about what he'd like to do, I'll go ahead and insist that you remain with us while he's on the stand. Okay. Madam, I have one other bit of business.
Can I approach her with the statement?
No. What does he want to tell me?
I don't want to say it in open court.
She about to drop a dime? Nickels and pennies and all? Like, what's going on?
All right, State, Ms. Bumpus, come on up. And I don't believe you have the right to be present, sir.
Case law to that grounds that we are now being excluded from a conversation about material witness and prosecution state versus conversation between the court and that state in that case to be present and knowledgeable about that ex parte communication creates appearance. I say this with tremendous reservation. I almost want to apologize for saying we creates appearance pride bias on the part of this court. I don't mean to suggest Your Honor is doing that, but it creates the appearance of it. So I have to the assertions by counsel for the defendants and what is going on here, and the assertion being made that a trial judge should not intimidate or coerce a witness. Actually, can we...
Yeah, hold on a second. Mr. Can I get you to step outside for just a second? Let me finish this argument, please, sir. Mr. Copeland.
Wait, you want me to go up?
Yeah, just step outside in the vestibule if you wouldn't mind, sir, please. Thank you. All right, Mr. Copeland's left us.
Your Honor, what I believe that Ms. Bumpus wants to address with the court is strictly and solely the civil matter that involves the motion of the state to compel Mr. Copeland to testify, the offer from the state of immunity should Mr. Copeland testify, and the motion of the state to the court to sanction
Mr. Copeland if he fails to comply with an order of the court pursuant to 24-5-507. That matter is a separate matter from the trial that is going on now. It is akin to the state moving the court for a material witness warrant for a person who refuses to obey properly served subpoena. It is not something to which either defendant is a party, and for that reason, it is our position that counsel for the defendants are simply wrong in this instance. And that if Ms. Bumpus chooses to address the court with the state regarding a matter to which the state as a moving party and her client as the person for which the state made that motion are involved only, then the parties to that matter are the state and Mr. Copeland. And so for that reason, I believe that Ms. Bumpus is entitled to address the court with the other party in that matter, which is the civil contempt entered by the court on the motion of the state.
Contempt by testifying. So if he remains and testifies, then unless he wanted to, there would be no purpose for an attorney. So long as he remains and he testifies, that's the only if he pleads the fifth or fails to testify will he be subject to being placed in custody. So at this time he has purged his or satisfied his contempt because he is testifying. So long as he remains in this posture, then we believe the contempt would be completed, would not need an attorney. So, but I can't.
Well, but that's his choice. That's what the rule gives him 10 days to do. We're kind of saying, well, make that choice right now. We're telling him here in open court to do that. So that's what the court's concern is at this point in time.
But Your Honor, I was representing him for the civil contempt, not as a witness. So that once he purged himself, I should have been released.
Because also, to be fired, you're not getting paid for those days. So now he needs to earn 10 more days for a lawyer. That is a lot more time.
Okay. And else, is Mr. Copeland here? Mr. Copeland, again, good morning, sir. And you're still under oath, okay? Yes? Okay. All right. Sir, is it your intent to continue to testify today, sir? Summon our jurors, please. Mr. Copeland. Mr. Copeland. Gotta stand up when the jury comes in, okay? When the jury comes in, you gotta stand up.
This can't be beneficial, fam. This can't just act like this. I don't see how this looks good in the jury's eye. But I guess he don't really care about that because he gets immunity. I could see actually the benefit. I take that back. You get immunity if they still count it as testifying. Your man gets to walk because they didn't really get much information from you. I can see the game gonna work.
I don't recall.
Okay, let me show you some pictures again then.
Show that in the first game.
First, let's start there. Are you able to recognize anybody? 42 Yankee Oscar. And why is that? Do you not know anyone, or you just think you can't see it? Why can't you?
Oh, sir.
Why can't you recognize? Do you not see it? What do you mean when you say you don't know who?
I can't recognize the picture.
You see yourself in that picture.
The picture blurred.
Showing you in the description of what's going to be marked as 342 Yankee Oscar. Looking at what's on the computer screen and in front of you, does that appear to be the same picture? Have I just zoomed that picture in?
Yeah, you zoomed it in.
Okay, now that it's zoomed in, are you able to identify, looking at what's on the screen, who's in that picture?
Shannon D.
The little you were talking about yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, and does that, all right, you're right, this time to say like a tender 342 Yankee Oscar attack.
Any objection to states 342 Yankee Oscar cases? Overruled, sir. It's admitted over objection when you publish it.
Hold on, I saw the picture quickly. She was.
Say like a tender 342 Yankee Oscar attack.
Any objection to states 342 Yankee Oscar cases?
So all of them just posted up outside on top of a whip, throwing up some signs, and he's one of them.
Overruled, sir. It's admitted over objection when you publish it.
All right. Next, I'm going to show you what's been tendered and show the defense counsel is 345.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Who do you recognize 345?
Himself again?
Me and a couple people from my neighborhood. Lil D, Dunn.
Anyone else?
From this picture. Yeah. And another guy, he ain't from my neighborhood.
What is his name?
Richard.
All right. Anyone else?
It looked like Shannon in the picture.
You're right. This time to say like a tender 345 Yankee attack.
Any objection to 345 Yankee?
It was 345.
Alright, noted. I'm gonna bid over objection.
Next, I'm going to show you what's been marked as 356 Yankee Oscar.
Me and Shannon.
You're right. This time to say like a tender 356 Yankee Oscar attack.
Any objection to states 356 Yankee Oscar? Objection.
Next is 346 Yankee 6.
Me, Shannon D.
Your Honor, this time state would like to admit 346 Yankee attack.
Any objection to states 346 Yankee?
That shit must hurt, seeing all the pictures you took and posted up on Instagram now being shown in front of your face. Ooh, and he was saying he's not even that cool with Shannon. We cool, just a dude in the street. Niggas got a whole photo album together.
Same three.
Would that be you, Shannon, and Little D? Your Honor, this time to say would like to tender 357 Yankee and 374 Yankee and Savage.
Objection to 357 Yankee or 374 Yankee.
Oh, there you go. That's the picture. Ooh, man, he don't want throwing up.
Now, looking at
Stacey
342 Yankee Oscar.
Are you able to see the date that's on the bottom right-hand side? If you could zoom into the picture, please. Are you able to see the date now that it's zoomed in?
It looked like it said 2014.
Does it say October 26th? Now we can scroll over to the picture. Now, if you can tell the jury from left to right who's all in that picture.
D and Shannon. I don't know the boy next to me.
Okay, you don't know who that is?
I don't know him.
All right. And so is Shannon the person in the white tank top sitting on the car?
It looked like it.
Okay. And is Little D the one with the gray hoodie and the backwards hat?
Yeah.
All right. And then is that you with the hands up?
That's me throwing up.
Are you saying that what you're throwing up is the peace sign?
I'm saying that's me right there.
Okay. What are you throwing up and
What you mean what I'm throwing up?
what is that? Is there any significance about your hand sign?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. Okay. Any particular reason why you have like a Y and an L? What appears to look like a Y?
Nah, I throw signs every day. They don't.
Okay. Next, looking at 345 Yankee. If we can zoom in. Is that you in the black leather jacket and the white t-shirt?
That's me right there.
Okay. Who's standing next to you with the hat and the hoodie on in black? That's Richard to the left of you. Which one is Richard? Okay, so the one standing with just the hoodie on. Is that who you're pointing to?
You said to the left of me, right?
My left, but what are you considering?
My left. So this is my left, right?
So
So
that-
does it make him to my left?
If you're looking at it in that direction, yes. Who's to the right of you then?
It look like Shannon.
All right. And then who's the individual in the About That Action Rich Gang sweatshirt?
Say that again.
You can turn behind you. Who's in the red hoodie?
It look like Lil D.
All right. And do you know the other individuals, the other three males? Do you know that?
The one look like Don.
That's Don. Okay. And what about the two behind?
I don't know them.
You don't know them. All right. Thank you so much. Who's there with you in this picture?
Can you fix it?
Who's there? Now look at 357 Yankee Oscar. Excuse me, not the Yankee. It's 357 Yankee. I apologize. Is that you, Shannon, and Little D? I know you said yes. Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. 346 Yankee. Same. Is that you, Shannon, and Little D? 355 Yankee.
All right, so we see they're making them go through images and point out who he is in the image and who he's standing with. We can see another photo shown here. Basically, just to show the jury, I'm assuming, how close they all were, because he was trying to downplay. How he's just a dude from the street. Y'all laying on the floor together. Y'all taking pictures together. Fingers are twisting up together. It looks like you might know him a little bit more.
I don't know.
Did you all go to school together?
Nope.
Are you sure the two of you did not go to school together?
I stand objection.
Do you recall previously stating that you all went to school together?
I never went to school with him.
About when did you first meet him?
When I first meet him or when I first started hanging with him? Been around anything.
I'm going to ask first when you first met him.
What's your definition of meet?
When's the first time you remember meeting him? For the first time?
Where I come from, we hear of people before we meet them, so I don't know what you mean meet. Like, I heard of him.
When is the first time you heard of him?
Through a friend of mine.
Okay. About how long ago was that?
I can recall.
Right. If this year is 2024, was it when you were in elementary school, middle school, high school, adult life?
When I was done with school.
When you were done with school. You said you met him through a friend. When did you all start hanging out with each other?
Like, what you mean, personally?
Yes.
We didn't hang like me, Shannon, and D did.
So it wasn't like you and Shannon and D, but did the two of you hang out together?
We done been places like in the club, but we never rode in the car together.
Have you ever been anywhere else besides the club together?
Yeah, studio. I've been in the studio while they was in there recording.
Have y'all been anywhere else together?
I don't recall.
I know you said you all been out together. Have you all ever communicated with each other on the telephone?
Not that I can recall.
Have you ever communicated with him with FaceTime or any other video chat services?
I wasn't clear.
That wasn't my question. So I'm asking you a different question.
Ask me have I ever communicated with him on telephone, right?
Have you ever spoken with him on the telephone?
I don't recall having no conversation with him on no phone, none of that.
Okay. When was the last time you remember going out to the club or hanging out with him?
As in, what you mean?
You said that you would go to the club, go to the studio. When was the last time you've been to the club with Yak?
The last time I've been in the club with him, we didn't go to the club together.
When's the last time that you've been with him at the club together?
I can't recall no specific date.
So he basically is trying to downplay him and Yak Gotti being cool together or as being as close to them as the others.
Was that this year in 2024? Yes or no? What about in 2023? Yes or no? About before 2015? Because 2015 you went to jail, right?
So what you mean before 2015?
So where you went to jail June 2015. You spent 4 years in jail, right?
I did.
Okay, so I'm asking you, before you went to jail, do you think that was the last time you were in the club with him?
No, I saw him in the club and like when I got the feds.
Oh, so sometime in 2019?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
2020, I don't know.
All right. When was the last time you've been in the studio with him?
A long time ago.
In those times that you have been, in and out of jail, have you ever spoken to him while you were in jail?
Not to my knowledge. I can't recall if I have or haven't. I don't know, but I don't believe I have.
You have permission to approach him.
Mm-hmm. This be safe. Yeah, I recognize.
Who's in 375?
Me and Yak got it.
All right, look at 377.
They're gonna make him point out mad picture of Yak Gotti. Let's just see if they show it to us here. That's one of them two together right there. He's making it sound like he's not that close to Yak Gotti like he is with the others, but they're basically saying we have images of y'all together. Another one right there, Woody holding the phone, Yak right behind them.
I don't recall that picture.
Now, do you know roughly what any of those pictures were taken?
What you mean?
Like time frame.
Yeah, like way back in like 14.
Do you and Yak have the same relationship today that you all had back in 2013?
I don't get what you mean.
Back in 2013, 2014, you see that there are a few pictures of Yak together. Today,
Or recently, do you all hang out as much as you did back in 2013, 2014? Back in 2013, 2014, is that when you all would go to the club and go to the studio?
No, like 2014. Me and Yak didn't go to the club in like 2014, I think.
Okay, so 2014.
I got out of jail 2013.
All right. So after you got out of jail, is that when you began going to the club?
No, I was going to the club before then, but I met Yak, I think like 2013 when I got out of jail, or 14.
Okay. Once you met Yak,
I don't really know yet. Like,
I understand. Listen to what I'm about to ask. Once you've met him and y'all started going to the club, whether that's in 2014, around that time, my question for you is, do you all have the same relationship today that you all had back in 2014 when y'all were going to the club and hanging out?
I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know what you.
Do you still go to the club with Yak Gotti?
I don't go to the club with nobody.
Okay.
I don't go to the club, period.
Do you go to the studio with Yak Gotti?
I don't go to no studio, period. I don't even leave out the house. I stay in the house all day.
Okay. When's the last time you spoken with Yak Gotti? Have you spoken with him this year? Yes or no?
How could I answer that?
Do you recall speaking to him in the year of 2024?
I don't speak to nobody.
Okay. In 2023, do you recall speaking to Yak Gotti? Yes or no?
I don't think I spoke to him in 2023.
Okay.
I remember seeing him at a club in 2019, 2020, not 2019, like 2020.
Okay.
Whichever one of the years I was out.
And when when you saw him in the club, did you speak with him in the club?
I was trying to become an artist. I was trying to become a rapper. I saw him, and he was giving me advice on what I should do and how I should go forward with it.
Okay.
And he was trying to encourage me to do it.
To rap. That's in 2020.
There's one of them years.
Since that conversation when he was encouraging you to rap, have you had any other conversations with him?
I went back to jail.
Okay. Since you've been out, any conversations with him?
Where he been?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
What, yes, no, the way.
Since you've been out of jail, since 2020, yes or no? That's all I need. Have you had any conversations with Yak Gotti?
Not that I remember.
Thank you. Next, do you know someone by the name of Jeffery Williams?
I heard of him. He's a rapper.
Okay. Do you know?
I know him. I don't know him as Jeffery Williams. I know him as Young Thug.
All right. And when you say you know him as a rapper, have you ever spent time with this individual?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. When is the first time you recall? Strike that. What do you refer to him as?
Young Thug.
Okay. When's the first time that you recall meeting Young Thug?
At the studio.
Roughly, about what year are we talking about?
Before I went to jail.
Which time?
Right. Before that, I went to the feds.
So before 2015. Do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yeah.
Can you identify him by article of clothing he is wearing?
Brown with dread, sitting next to the bald head guy.
Is anyone else on the other side of him? Think. You said that you met at the studio. How did you meet him at the studio?
Through a friend.
What friend?
I really didn't meet him. I just saw him at the studio when I was with a friend.
What friend were you with?
And I asked him, can I take a picture?
What friend were you with when you saw him at the studio?
Doc.
Was it anyone else?
Huh?
Was there anyone else?
There's a lot of people that I don't recall who all the people were.
Do you recall if Tick was present when you first met?
I can't recall.
You said that you met him at the studio. You asked to take a picture with him. You're right. I'm looping the questions. I can get to my next question. When you met him at the studio and you took a picture, did your friendship or relationship develop after that time that you met him in the studio?
What you mean?
Did you all develop a friendship?
Did we develop a friendship?
Yes.
My definition of a friendship is not just knowing somebody or knowing who somebody is.
Did you start hanging out with him?
I started going to the studio a lot.
Did you start hanging with him outside of the studio?
I have.
When you hung with him outside of the studio, where type of places would you hang out with him at?
But most of the time, he liked to be in the studio.
My question is, when he was not in the studio and you hung out with him, where would you hang out with him at?
We used to do fun stuff, like go to bowling alleys and stuff like that. He went to the kids' football game, I remember. I've been to the club with them. I've been on shows, I mean, I'm correct.
You said on shows?
Yeah, like when I watch him perform.
All right. And is this the shows, the bowling alleys, the club, are we talking about in 2014, 2015, or some other time?
2014 only.
2014 only. In 2014, about how often would you see each other on a monthly basis?
Keep up with that type of stuff.
Did you see him a lot in 2014? Was it quite often? Were you always around? Or did you see him once in a blue moon?
Well, to know that he was a rapper and successful, I seen him a lot to me. I think I saw him a lot.
Are you referencing like seeing him on television or being around him in person?
What you mean?
You just said, because he's a rapper, I saw him a lot.
Yeah, because you don't see rappers a lot. So,
and I'm sorry, I just want to clarify. When you're talking about seeing him, are you talking about physically being in his presence or seeing him like on television?
I knew people that be around him.
Okay.
And I used to see him a lot. Every time I seen him, I saw him. I was happy to see him.
Besides seeing him in person.
Every time I seen him, I saw him. I was happy to see him. That's a crazy bar right there. That was wild. That was wild, Harry Houdini. That was wild. That was wild. Let's just see a couple more minutes into what this cooks into so we can wrap this up.
Person, would you ever speak with him over the phone?
Meaning?
Did you ever talk to him? Let's first start old school. Pick up the phone, dial some numbers. Would you ever talk to him over the phone?
Have me and him had conversations?
Yes.
I can't recall if we did or did it.
Okay. Let me ask you FaceTime. Have you and Mr. Williams ever FaceTime with each other?
I can't recall.
Okay. Let me just ask you generally, in 2014, with any of your friends, Shannon, Little D, Yak, or you said you didn't speak to Yak, would you FaceTime any of them?
Say that again?
Shannon and Little D, would you FaceTime back in 2015?
I don't like FaceTime.
I know you don't like it. That's not my question.
You know what I'm saying? So most of the time I talk on the phone, I call regularly.
Okay, but have you?
I don't recall talking on FaceTime.
You don't recall talking on?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. And I don't. You have to ask that again because I ain't for sure what you asked. Sure.
I'll ask you again. 2014, 2015. Have you ever? I'll wait till you finish.
I'm tired.
You and I both.
I'll stand the objection.
Back in 2014, have you ever FaceTime with Little D? Back then.
Little D?
Little D.
How I supposed to remember that?
Do you recall ever FaceTiming with Little D?
I don't.
Okay. What about Shannon?
I don't.
Okay. What about the person you identify as Young Thug?
The person I identify as who?
Young Thug.
I don't.
Okay. What about, you said no to yet?
If I FaceTime with him, I probably screenshot it and post it on social media just to show people that I probably was on the phone, but I don't remember if I ever did have it.
Okay. Now, you said that you would spend time with him, whether it's a studio or in other places. Were you close to Young Thug as you were Shannon and Little D?
I sustain the objection.
Did you speak often back in 2014? Did you talk to him often?
Not that I recall.
Not that you permission to approach?
Sign's gonna tell me Shorty's gonna pull up a picture with him and Thug on the phone. Oh, she's handing him pictures again. Do we get to see it?
I'm showing defense counsel what's been marked as Stacey with 348 Yankee.
We want to see the Yankees.
And we're going to move to admit excerpts of what's already been admitted, which is going to be 164 Echo Kilo, 164 Echo India, and that's it.
1 Yankee, 372 Yankee, 373 Yankee. First starting at blue. You take a moment to flip through all of them and tell me if you recognize the people in all this.
Is that nigga be him?
What you want me to do?
Go flip through and just tell me if you recognize the people in this. Here, I can get all those. Stop that. Look at 373 Yankee. You recognize 373. That's one. 372 Yankee and 372 Yankee.
Me? Yeah, got it. And Young Thug.
Those other people in those connected.
It's like the other artist, Duke.
Okay, anyone else?
I seen this guy, but I don't know him.
Don't know him.
Yeah, I seen him, but I don't know his name.
371.
Yeah.
Who's it?
Me and Young Thug.
You're right. This one's right to the 60 to 371 Yankee.
Any objection to states 371 Yankee? All right. It's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
370 Yankee.
Me and Young Thug.
You're right. This one's right tender or admit, excuse me, 370 Yankee inside.
Any objection to states 370 Yankee? All right. It's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
60 to 369 Yankee.
Same.
You want Mr. Young Thug? This one's they would like to admit 369 Yankee inside.
Any objection to states 369 Yankee? All right. It's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
And 60 to 368 Yankee.
Same.
Is there someone else in that picture besides you and Young Thug?
Let me see. I know him as a rapper. Birdman.
All right. You're right. This one's 60 to 368 Yankee in the evidence.
Any objection to states 368 Yankee? All right. It's admitted, may be published as you see fit.
And for this round, who do you recognize 340 Yankee?
It's Lord.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be in recess about 10 minutes. All right. All rise.
There's a lot going on right now with Woody in this trial. It is getting crazy. Yeah, they're going to let him walk off. Like, is this going to be the statement that they want, or are they going to get a little bit more? But he's trying to say that he doesn't really know Thug. He hasn't really spoke to him. They're like, oh, I bet. 10 pictures of you on your Instagram. And yeah, I don't really be chilling with that dude SB like that. 10 pictures of you and SB since the last 15 years. That's why you guys got to be careful. Like they always like to say, remember, the feds is looking at social media. Today we document everything. Me, I'm not doing anything illegal, so I'm not worried about documenting anything. But if you are into criminal activities, I don't think it's smart for you to keep taking a phone out or a camera out and taking pictures every 5 to 10 minutes. Let me know, what do you think will be next in this YSL Woody case? It's still live literally right now, but I think they're still on recess. Let's see. Yeah, they're still on recess. If anything happens this afternoon, we're following up. We will get back on. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. We're on that road to 10,000 subscribers. What do you think is in hell for the fate of Young Thug? Is this hurting him, or is this helping him the way that Woody is on that stand? Let me know down below your thoughts. We will be doing a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers.